Hello and welcome to our Luminosity recap. Luminosity is streaming online from now, well last night really, from Thursday through till Monday. Here's the programme for the next couple of days. Make sure you check it out, but right now it is Friday. It is so hot. It's a bit windy, which was really nice to get a bit of a breeze on in there as well. But I thought we're going to give you a recap every day, here now, 4 p.m, of what's happened over the last kind of 24 hours or so with Luminosity, so that even if you haven't been able to tune in, you might go, hey, I want to check that out. So let's look back at last night at the opening celebration. We had some great worship, including a new song that you might not know called Pray, which is by Worship Central, so go check that out. But we had Emmanuel Cheweshe talking about the Bible verse from Matthew 5, which talks about how you're the salt of the earth and the light of the world. He talked about how saltiness is all about being kind of keeping things fresh and preserving things, and how we're all called to be that kind of great light to other people. But he also talked about some of the things that hold us back from that, like in this clip.
He will try to cripple us with fear through lies. The devil will try to convince you that you are not good enough and it's best if you live being salt and light to other people. Do not believe him. Jesus empowered and trusted those that didn't seem good enough. And because of their faithfulness, we get to be the church we see today.
After that, we had an interview with Joel, a guy on Instagram who's been doing Bible studies every day, and he's got thousands of followers, so you can go check him out as well. But he talked about that challenge about who are we living life for. He talked about how kind of being an influencer is actually, one of the key things that young people aim to be when they're older right now. But we have to think, who are we doing it for? And he said that when he was chasing likes and chasing followers, it really affected his mental health.
I struggled with my mental health. I struggled with my identity. So my social media grew, but it was never enough. I'd post a photo and be like, oh, I got 1,000 likes there, that's good. But I need 2,000. I'll get 2,000. Oh, I need 3,000. Like, I'd always need more. And my whole happiness, my whole equilibrium was deciding on if I got followers and likes that day. So I'd be happy or I'd be really sad. So that was my first kind of encounter with mental health, and this idea of, ooh, I'm controlled by this.
And he ended with this reminder that sometimes we have to lose stuff in order to make sure that our identity is in God. And that God's voice, if we let it, is so much louder than other people's voices. Then in the after party, we had lots of funny things going on there. Shout out to those guys for all their enthusiasm. But one of the guys who they interviewed was a guy called Josh Colquitt, who's actually one of the youth from my old church. He's now out working at a church in Israel, which is really awesome. And he's always been really gifted in prophecy. And he talked about how we need to step out and trust God in that area of spiritual gifts. And we'll talk about more of that over the summer. But, that we should give it a go, that we should listen to God, because he speaks in our own language, and it's often really simple.
Sometimes, when God speaks to us, he speaks in our own language, right? So, it might be in a really simple way, and I guess, I would just encourage people that it's a gift of the Spirit to go after it and say, God, I want this gift, I want you to use me in this way. And I think it's as simple as that. And then moments where you might feel like God's telling you to go do something that's a good thing, right, or an encouraging thing, something that's going to help somebody else, I would just say, go for it, take that step of faith. And I think, there's been different moments where I've had to take that step of faith and realise, wow, this was actually God speaking, and this is actually benefit the person who's on the other side of it.
So we should always step out. If it's encouraging, if it's something good, then hey, if it's from God, then it's awesome. If it's not from God, then it's still awesome. And finally, we had this morning, we had the challenge, the tea bag challenge. So here's a clip of how I got on. Right, here we go. We are Luminosity tea bag challenge. That sounds, well, here we go. I've got some tea bags, nicely wetted. Thank you for the suggestion. I've got my retro new wine tea mug, 2011, representing rock solid. You know who you are, Michael Franks. I'll see you on the kids' stream. So let's give it a shot. That was a close one. is a lot harder than make out when you don't have someone to catch it for you. We're not cheating. Ooh, it's so close. I'm not giving in. I'm not giving in.
Why are you throwing tea bags in a mug?
It's the new Wine Luminosity challenge, Sarah.
Oh.
The rebounds count. I think I've hit everywhere around the mug, apart from in the mug. Tea. Wipe the tea off the GoPro.
I don't think you're going to do it.
Yeah! Oh! Yes! Yeah! There we go, we did it. I think that was about 9 minutes. It's not too far off Mr. Nathan and one of our neighbouring churches who did this challenge right at the beginning of lockdown, so oh, I feel like I've been doing intervals. Should have had more than 2 tea bags, but you know, didn't want to waste it. So there we go. That's the challenge. Now it's your turn. See the distance. I think that's pretty respectable. Oh, see how quickly you can do it. Yeah, it's up to you now. Well, that's it for our first Luminosity recap. Check back at 4 PM tomorrow, and also our live 9 at 9 tonight as we reflect and pray about the evening session. We'll see you tomorrow.